Hello and welcome back. Today we got the solar panels set up. I've got 3 of these solar panels. These are from JA Solar. They're supposed to push out 405 watts of power, and I've got 3 of them. Although I've got 2 of them you can see here hooked up. Pretty nice sunny day here. A little chilly, but at least sunny. The sun is shining. That way is the north, so I've got the panels faced, that direct, because that direction there is south or southwest. So I've got those hooked up in series. See, I've got the wires going here to a disconnect that I'll eventually put in the hunting blind. So this is the disconnect for it, turned on right now. Then that's going into here. So that's going here into the 48 volt solar inverter charger. And if we look here on the display on it, we can see that it's got power coming in from the panels there. And then here's the PV input to it right now. I've got those panels in series, and you can see it's pushing out 71 volts. I've got a third one that I will hook up to it, so it'll probably push up to 105. It's outputting about 10 amps right now. I think when I looked on the temperature's pretty cold, 12 degrees Celsius. It's pushing out about 500 watts right now. So it's not as much as I thought it would. It's 500, it's 51 kilowatts, but 500 watts. Those panels are rated each for 405, and it's pretty sunny right now. So I would expect that I'd get more out of them, closer to probably 800 watts, but I'm obviously losing something somewhere. So I put the third one on there, and we'll probably get, close to 1,000 watts out of it. No, probably not. Probably about 750 watts out of it in the end, if it sticks like this. Otherwise, it's loading into the battery. I've got both the AC power plugged into it as well as the solar, but I think I have this configured right now for PV power priority. So when there's both solar power going into it as well as AC power, it's going to prioritize the solar power coming off of those panels out there. So since those panels are pushing out power, it's not using the AC at this point. I wonder what happens if I unplug the AC on it here now. It's going to probably beep at us. Yeah, just saying that it went off, right? But it's still, it's all of the solar going into it. Let's see what it looks like on my phone. On my phone, since I unplugged it there, you can see that it's got the solar power going into it, going into the battery. It says I've got a small load on it right now because, that wireless extender is there. I could turn on the lights, so I'll turn on the light on it. So it's got a load of 12 watts. See how much we're putting into it. It says it's pushing in 505 watts to it at 71 volts at 7 amps. And it's, the battery's about 10 degrees Celsius, which makes sense because it's probably around that temperature outside today. It's not exactly warm outside in Minnesota today. So this is the solar setup. I've got, like I said, 3 of those panels that I will be hooking up to it. I got 3 of these panels. I'll hook it up to the disconnect, which is here. I'll put them all in series, so we should get, on a really good day, maybe 1,200 watts out of it. On a bad day, I guess 750. Although it's really sunny today, but maybe the angle of what those are sitting at is not the perfect angle to get the right amount of power going to them. But that's the solar setup for it, guys. I'm going to take those 2 panels up north, hook them up to that stand I've been working on, and I've got one more panel in here. I can show you in here. It's a little dark in here, sorry. Here is the other panel I've got that I'm going to be putting on there. You can see here they're from JH Solar. And you can probably see there, maybe you can see there, the voltage that comes out of them. It says 405 volts, and they push out a max voltage of 31. So right now I'm getting 70 out of it. So they're pushing out, 35 actually, but it's pretty cold out here. So I'm not surprised they're pushing out that much. That's probably the most they're going to do. And so if I have 3 of them in series, that's going to be close to 105. This inverter will take up to, I believe, 150. So we shouldn't go over the max voltage rating for the inverter. It's got to stay above 60 volts to even work, which right now it's, it's 70, so that's working out pretty well. If I have 3 of them in a row, that should definitely be enough to give it enough volts to charge this battery. But that is the setup. I mean, this is the total setup I'm going to put out there. I'll probably put a fuse in line between the positive here, just to make sure, again, I don't burn down a place right now. There's no fuse in it right now, but that's the inverter. This is how it'll be set up, because it won't be plugged in, because I won't even have any power out there hooked up to that battery running off of those solar panels. That's what we'll be doing out there. Hopefully we'll get to that sometime this summer. I'm not sure. I haven't even been up there yet, so I haven't had a chance to get up there to even look at anything, to even see how that tiny house is doing. But I'm thinking maybe next weekend it might be warm enough to get up there and start doing some stuff. I've got some other things I got to do as well. I've got to get the equipment in the pole barn started. I've got to set up the lawnmower again, our automatic lawnmower, our robot lawnmower. I got to set that up again, so we got to do that. And I think one of the doors on the pole barn I've seen on the camera is broken up there, so I got to replace the door as well. So there's plenty of things to do up there, so I'm not sure exactly what time I'll get to actually putting all of this stuff in that tiny house as well as that. And we also have to wire the tiny house as well. So we've got plenty of stuff to do. But again, wanted to show you guys this stuff. I'll put some links in the video down below about where I picked this stuff up, so you can go take a look at it if you want. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this video, give me some comments, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we will see you guys on the next one.